What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our player ratings here on Anfield Agenda after Liverpool have beaten Fulham by 2-1 to take that 1-goal advantage into the second leg at Craven Cottage. Wembley is only potentially 90 minutes away. So we're going to do what we always do. Go through the players, the subs and the manager, giving them a score out of 10, asking you guys to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree with the scores? Do you have other players that you'd like to single out for praise or criticism? The floor is yours, so please do let us know. Also, don't forget, drop a like on the video, but most importantly, if you enjoy it, please do hit that subscribe button. Tonight we hit 237,000 subscribers, which means we are closing rapidly in on that big goal of ours to hit 250,000. We wouldn't be able to do it without your support, so as always, thank you. Right, let's get into it. Kellerer. So, I don't know where people stand with Kellerer because I feel like he's not Alisson Becker, and that's, no surprise to anybody. But he is a backup keeper, and I think people's expectations need to be measured. A lot of people were going in on him again tonight for that goal, and I felt like, it wasn't a great look, and you never want to be beaten at your near post, but there was mitigating factors. Two players right in front of him. The shot was from 6 yards out, hit with a decent bit of pace, and it was almost past Kelleher before he could move. So I don't think Kelleher did anything particularly wrong tonight myself. I thought some of his distribution was decent, but I'm going to be fair on my score reflection of him, and I'm going to say that I am a little bit concerned about him as our number 2 at this point. I don't feel he's pushed on as much as he had last season, as an example. So with that in mind, I'm going to give Queeveen a score of 6 out of 10 today. Moving on to Mr. Joe Gomez now, who I thought was once again brilliant. And I don't really have anything to add. I just like him covering in this left side more so than I like him playing at centre-back. I don't mind him at right-back, but there's just something about Joe in the left side that he looks comfortable and balanced. And yes, he does have to cut inside when he's attacking on his right foot, but he did at least try to put in a few crosses with the left foot tonight. And it feels like that goal is going to come from soon. So another good, solid performance from Joe, and tonight he gets a score of 8 out of 10. Virgil van Dijk, our captain, and let me just say, it's good to have him back from illness, and I wonder, was he perhaps carrying over a little bit of that illness still, because there were times tonight, particularly in the first half, where himself and Ibrahim Konate looked a little bit lackadaisical. Is that the right word? But ultimately, second half, a lot better, and Konate and Virg did control the game and pressed higher up the pitch and started more attacks. But I can't ignore that first 45 minutes, and it could be that he was carrying the illness over a little bit, but he just did not look fully himself tonight. So giving Virg a score of 7 out of 10. Moving on to Eboue. There was a pass that was played to him by Kelleher that he miscontrolled, and a few slightly heavy touches, but all in all, he's a monster and a damn good defender. He looked like he still had his pace back tonight, because there was a couple of occasions against Arsenal I was concerned about his pace, but he covered brilliantly at times again there tonight. So much like a centre-back partner, much better second half for me than the first, but look, the big man's a great player. Tonight I've given him a score, like Virg, of 7 out of 10. Conor Bradley. Now, is it too early to start mentioning Ballon d'Ors? Okay, maybe it is a little bit too. Just a little bit, though. Look, the best praise I can give to Conor Bradley is he was one of the standout performers on that pitch tonight. To me, it was between him and Curtis Jones for man of the match. Sky gave it to Curtis Jones, but full credit to the young man for taking his chance, coming back from injury like he has. I told you that battle with him and Anthony Robinson was going to be intriguing, because they both got unbelievable energy, and I think he more than matched Robinson tonight. He is, if he stays fit and continues in this pathway, a real option for Jurgen at right back. Whether he wants to move Trent into midfield fully, or he wants to have Bradley as rotation for Trent, he's done himself and his career at Liverpool the world of good over the past few weeks. Delighted to see the chat show complimentary about him as well. And he was brilliant tonight. Nearly had an assist as well. Darwin's shot was brilliantly saved by Leno. That would have got Bradley his assist on that one. But more of this, please, Conor. And so happy for the young man. I always, when I speak about Conor Bradley, talk about a piece that Caoimhe O'Neill wrote on The Athletic. Kind of giving background on Conor Bradley's rise from Northern Irish football to prominence. Definitely worth a read if you get a chance to check it out. So tonight, Mr. Conor Bradley gets a well-deserved score of 9 out of 10. I thought he was brilliant. Into midfield, Alexis McAllister. I feel like I'm going to say this a couple of times tonight, but much better in the second half than the first. Still don't like him playing with his back to goal, but when he's carrying the ball forward, there are times tonight he didn't get his head up. So there was a couple of occasions Elliot made a run in behind and was in acres of space, and McAllister didn't get his head up and look at it. But I'm still not convinced he's a number 6, and the sooner Endo gets back, the better. Because I love McAllister as a footballer, but just not in this role. I think he's far better fetched in an attacking midfield position. But you have to give the man credit for stepping in and playing the role the manager's asking from. So we're giving him a score tonight of 7 out of 10 for Alexis. Mr. Curtis Jones got worried when he was holding his leg, but you could see he made this sign, which was just telling the bench it was a knock, and he was confident he was going to be able to run it off. He got himself a goal, and I asked earlier on in the stream, are we the team that gets the most shots blocked ever? Because it feels like so many of our shots get blocked by a defender. This one was no different, but thankfully for us, it looped up off the back of the Fulham defender over Leno and into the goal. And as we say in maybe just in this part of the world, if you don't buy a ticket, you can't win the raffle. And Curtis Jones took the shot and got a little bit lucky, but we deserved that luck, and so did Curtis Jones. Great performance from him. Bundles of energy. His pressing is unbelievable, and he is a mainstay in this team, and it's his jersey to lose at the minute. So Curtis Jones, much like Connor Bradley, gets a big score of 9 out of 10. I personally can't decide between the two of them for man of the match, so again, I'm looking for your help in the comment section. Mr. Gravenberg. So a question was asked to me tonight in the chat to say, Craig, has he dropped off a little bit in recent weeks/months? And my honest answer was I don't know, because I don't know what eyes I'm looking at Connor or Ryan Gravenberg through, because I was nervous about the signing when we signed him, but then very quickly I was won over because he was far better than I was expecting. But a little bit loose at times. He's unlucky. He almost had himself a goal, drove the ball about a yard wide when maybe a little bit less accuracy or a little bit less perfection was required. But he has a lot of good attributes and does a lot of good things. But he's also under a lot of pressure because that position is up for grabs now, and you've got Szoboszlai and Elliot and him and Jones and maybe McAllister. So if you want to start regularly in this Liverpool team, yeah, he probably does need to up his levels a little bit. But he's still a very young footballer as well, and that can't be forgotten about. So got to give him a score today of 6 out of 10. I think he'll have better games for us. Mr. Lucho Diaz. I would have preferred him on the right because I would have given us an opportunity to play Darwin on the left. But ultimately, he had a good game today for me. Unlucky with some shots blocked. I'm not sure about some of the crossing. I mean, we have this fascination, and he's, I guess, one of the guilty parties, of cutting inside and then playing this almost blind cross in towards the 6-yard box, but we never really win those balls or the second balls too much. But I'm nitpicking here. He looks more like himself. I still think with Salah being away, I'd like to see him given a bit more opportunity on the right, because it frees up the opportunity for us to play Darwin or Gakpo on the left, and I think it's more natural for him to do that. But I thought he was good tonight. Anyway, I'm waffling a little bit. I thought he was good tonight, and he's looking more like himself. So I'm going to give him a score tonight of 8 out of 10. Now, Mr. Harvey Elliott. So I like him playing normally in that wide right position when he covers for Mo. But something about the last 2 games, we haven't really been able to get him into the areas I'd like enough. So there were times today where he was actually deeper than Connor Bradley, who was taking up a deeper position on the right. And at times I also seen Gravenberg pulling out to the right. But he's such a clever footballer, and some of the things that he does might not always get spotted. But I feel like he's more natural in the midfield position. I feel like Klopp has actually turned him into a midfielder rather than the winger that we thought we were getting when we signed him. Don't understand the booing of him by some of those Fulham fans. It's not like he just left Fulham to go to any old club. He left Fulham to go to the club he supported as a boy, backed himself to be good enough, and is showing that he is. So I think he deserves a lot of praise, and those Fulham fans need to do better. So Harvey Elliott gets himself a score of 6 out of 10 tonight. He'll have better games for us, but there's no doubt he deserves to be in this team. Diogo Jota, very, very unlucky. So many chances that were blocked, but he's such a clever footballer, and his movement is phenomenal, and there's just no negatives to say. Right now, with the players we have available as we are, he's the one I'd be starting through the centre every week at the minute. I think he's, without Mo, he's our most natural goal scorer. So Diogo Jota put in a good shift again there tonight. Unlucky not to get on the score sheet. I've given him a score of 8 out of 10. Now we move on to Mr. Cody Gakpo, who got his Gakpo moment off the bench, got himself another goal. Still struggling to figure out where his best position is for us, but keep putting the ball away and we'll argue about it later. Good, come off the bench and change the game, which is what he and Darwin did, but I guess that was the plan. I love that we ended the game with so many attackers on the pitch because we were chasing the game, but full credit to Cody Gakpo, and I hope that he continues to keep going in the right direction, because it's still tough to figure out where he's best utilised, but he's a good player to have in and around the squad, and again, relatively young player with a lot of his career still ahead of him, so give him a score of 8 out of 10 for his impressive cameo off the bench. Mr. Darwin Nunes. So people will say he missed a sitter tonight, but I'm not having that. He did everything right and was just damn unlucky that Leno's trailing leg made the save. Good save by the keeper. Darwin did the right things. He was positionally better tonight. He had a header as well that was very unfortunate, forced Leno into a save. And I thought we seen a lot of confidence in Darwin tonight and a lot of belief in himself. So I hope he continues to play. I hope Klopp starts him in the next one. And I'm going to back him, because if we can get this kid firing, if he can start finding the back of the net, he's just such a nuisance for opposition teams, and he just creates space and chances for others as well. So Darwin gets a score of 8 out of 10, much like Cody Gakpo. And to finish up, it's Mr. Jurgen Klopp. Now, the only criticism I guess I'd have of Klopp tonight is I think half-time substitutions were the right time, not 15 minutes into the second half. I know what he tries to do. He tries to make the tweaks and let the players solve it. But more often than not, we end up having to make those changes from the bench. And we turned it around tonight. And he and Linders and the coaching staff deserve credit for that. But I hope he continues to realise we're better with Darwin in the team. And I don't know why he didn't start Darwin tonight, because it's not like we need to rest. We've 11 days off. But we got the job done. Klopp made the tweaks and changes, and he gave Conor Bradley a chance, which is a big plus as well. So Jurgen, I'm going to give a score of 7 today. Dropped the point just because I felt like those substitutions could have come a bit sooner. So that is our player ratings, my friends. It's now over to you to let us know your thoughts. Look forward to reading them. Don't forget to drop a like on the video and hit that subscribe button. And we will catch up with you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.